co-hosts. I have the limited hosts and co-hosts, so they're not chatting with everybody. Just so you know, heads up.
You're kind of hard to hear over the music, Mr. Lovely.
If it looks like there's a situation and you need to unmute a grandparent, but I think we can start letting them in. We've got about 40 of them here. 55. Just great.
Okay, you want us to admit?
Yeah, go ahead and let them in. Tell them hello and we'll get started in just a
Oh, hello. We'll get started in just a minute when everyone arrives.
You're doing great. We'll give it just a couple more minutes. We'll let people arrive. I think we've got about 50 people in the room so far. I guess we're all here. They're Logan's grandparents. I see. We'll get started momentarily. So people in the room, but we're glad that you're here with us. What you got?
Yes.
This is fun, isn't it? Yeah, like live TV.
Like a talk show.
Kind of like a talk show. Okay, that's a little script, but we can do that if you want. I think it's more fun to talk about the school. There's still folks coming in. We are up to about 60 and 70 people. This is a selection of Baroque music we play for the students. A little too loud. Oops. There we go. You're up, Logan. Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Grandparents' Day 2021 at Liberty Common High School. This is an incredible event, and I'm so glad all of you could make it. First, we have a presentation that'll give you a general overview about our school. And then after the presentation, you'll go to your grandchildren's 6th period classes, and their teachers have events planned that you guys can do together. Grandparents' Day means so much to our school, and we're so glad that we can give you a glimpse at what we do here. So we're so thankful that all of you are here with us. I'm Logan Haugestuin. I'm the community outreach officer at our school, and my job is basically to be a liaison between the school and the community outside. I'm a junior here at Liberty. I've been going to this school since kindergarten, and I really love the community. I'm on the track team and I'm involved in theater, and both of those are really great communities for me. Some of my favorite classes at Liberty have been anatomy and physiology and comic literature, and I really love our community. And so I'm glad that you guys get to see a taste of what it's like here. So with that, here is a video of a day in the life of a high school student at Liberty.
So Steinbeck is saying, okay, I'm launching out on this epic journey. I told you that this work has been boiling in his gut. It's been boiling in his gut for the decade of 30s. It's been just
Nice. This is an arm drag, guys. There you go. All the way through.
Liberty rocks.
Okay. All right, that was a video about the life and the day of a high school student at Liberty. If you also want to see what it's like for elementary school, the whole video is on our YouTube channel. All right.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that, I'd like to hand it over to our principal, Mr. Torgan Lovely.
Thanks, Logan. Nice job. My name's Torgan Lovely. I'm the principal of the high school, and it's wonderful to see you all through the lens of a camera and on the video screens. Thank you for being part of this day here at our school. A little bit about myself. It just started my 15th year here with the school, so I've been here for a while. Started as a math teacher and transitioned into the administration. Actually, if I go back further than that, I started as a parent. My daughter graduated in the class of 2020, and my son is a senior this year. So first found the school as a parent, and it's been a fantastic place to have my two children educated and to join with other parents to aid in the education of their children as well. So happy to talk to you a little bit about our school. A couple things that about our school that I think are important for you to know is that we are a tuition-free public charter school. We're parent-run, meaning we're led by a board of directors of 7 parents that are elected from within the school community to oversee the school and our adherence to our original mission and philosophy, and to help guide the school with a strategic vision. We are chartered by the Poudre School District, so that means is we have a contract with the local district to operate in a way that is significantly different, perhaps, than the traditional neighborhood public schools. So, so we're chartered by the school district here in Fort Collins. Have a wonderful arrangement with them to operate a core knowledge school in grades K through 8. So kindergarten through 8th grade is the core knowledge sequence, and students that have been here since the elementary school and in junior high have developed this rich background knowledge that helps produce mature literacy in students, helps them read and have context behind what they're reading, and in a really powerful way. And so what we were able to do is, on top of our core knowledge program, grades K through 8, is we built a classically oriented liberal arts high school for grades 9 through 12 on top of that. And so we teach Latin here at the school. It's a graduation requirement for students to take 2 years of Latin. We talk about the Western tradition, Western civilization, Western literature quite a bit. We have virtue education, which we're going to talk about here in just a second. And so we have this amazing classically oriented school that is also focused on the liberal arts, where students take a variety of classes in multiple subject areas. They have to take 4 years of English, 4 years of mathematics, 4 years of science, 4 years of history as part of our college preparatory strategy. And it's all done in a small school environment. What I mean by our college preparatory strategy is that it really is our goal to help students thrive when they get to college. That's a main focus of the school, of the organization, is that not just helping students get into good colleges, which we do as well. We have a vibrant college counseling, college admissions process and program that students that we lead students through. But when they get there, we want them to be able to be very, very successful, which is what our graduates come back and tell us all the time. Just today, I don't know if you've seen some alum in the building. They're in the building and they come back and they're so grateful. They're adjusting well to college life, and they feel well grounded, and not just academics, but in their moral character development as well. So we're very successful at that strategy. We graduate students, and I believe this year our senior class, about 90% of them have applied to go on to to a higher institution, a higher education institution. And so we're in an exciting time with our senior classes. They're talking about what colleges are they going to go to, and what do scholarships look like for them, and we're helping them through that process. But again, the goal is when they land on a college campus, that they feel well prepared and that they thrive when they get there. Another example of the school working at a really high level are our awards and recognitions. I'm not going to read through all of those. We've accumulated quite the list of awards. Some of the key ones down here at the bottom are class of 2019 set the all-time state record for an SAT average. That's an average SAT score of 1322. This year's graduating class, the class of 2022, had an average SAT score of 1301, which was the top score in the state. It was the best score in the state out of more than 600 high schools in the state of Colorado. It's not a main focus of the school that we teach to that test, but it certainly is an indicator light on our dashboard that things are going well for our students, that they're well prepared to academically to do well in college. So, and I'm sure Logan is a junior this year. I'm sure your class is going to do wonderful this spring as well. One of the key aspects of the school that our founders developed is our approach to character education. In the elementary school, we're very intentional with 7 foundation stones, concepts like integrity and self-control. And then when they move over to the high school, we talk about virtue and our capstone.
Mr. Lovely, your sound just went out.
Ezra, did you mute me?
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. Huh?
You're muted.
Yeah, I didn't touch any buttons.
I
Interesting.
asked to unmute you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yep, can we hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, where did I leave off?
Right when you started talking about the capstones.
Okay. Well, we talk about capstone virtue in our high school, and one of the primary ways that we do that is through a direct instruction with the students as they encounter it in literature and their history classes, where we explicitly teach character and virtue in the classroom. We also, as you'll see here in just a minute, organize our student life around our capstone virtues, our discipline processes, and then we also look as faculty and staff to model these capstone virtues for our students as well. So our capstone virtues: prudence. We ask a group of our students, and our school captains will talk about that, to lead us through that as far as in our house system. And so the guardian of that is Domus Prudentiae, temperance, justice, and fortitude, rounding out the 4 cardinal virtues. And then on top of that, we add gratitude. And you can't have a school named Liberty Common without the capstone virtue of patriotism as well. So again, we're very intentional with those 6 capstone virtues in an effort to help our graduates, our students, when they graduate, embody wisdom, which we define as understanding and being inclined toward beauty, truth, goodness, and perfection. That when our students graduate, we want them to understand that these ideals exist in the world, and that we are making them hungry and thirsty to seek those out in their own lives. And our approach to character education is one of the things that our graduates tell us that they appreciate the most, because when they're on a college campus for the first time, away from their parents with other 18-year-olds, it's that grounding and that foundation in prudence and temperance and fortitude that really help carry the day and help them endure through some of those more challenging times on a college campus when other students, they just see the wheels come completely off the bus in hard circumstances. So that's a little bit about our character education. To talk more about the school, I'm happy to welcome our 2 school captains, Sydney Ranke and Ezra Black. So we're going to get up and they're going to come in our place. Sorry. You're good. Yeah, you can start.
Hey guys, I'm Sydney Ranke.
I'm Ezra Black.
And we are your grandchildren's school captains. So when you hear the word school captains, you might not know exactly what that is. And it's basically akin to student body presidents, if you've heard about that at other schools. And before we kind of go into what our role is, we're going to kind of introduce who we are. So I'll start. Like I said, my name is Sydney. I've been at Liberty since I was in 1st grade. And my sister also went to Liberty. She graduated about 3 years ago. And yeah, some of the ways that I've loved to be a part of Liberty is the opportunity it's given me to be in leadership, to be involved with service. My favorite classes here, one of them is Espanol. It's been a really good community here and something that I love. For any of you who might know Spanish, I'm going to say a little Spanish sentence to see if you might understand what it means, that I might say at Thanksgiving. ¿Dónde está la leche? Okay, even if you didn't know Spanish, that was probably pretty easy to figure out where's the milk. But beyond Spanish, I also am a big literature nerd. I love literature, and one of the classes I've gotten to take this year with literature is comic literature, which has been really fun, really humorous. Actually, Ezra and Logan are both in comic literature as well. So that's just a bit about me, and now Ezra's going to introduce himself.
Yeah, like she said, my name is Ezra. I've been here since my freshman year of high school. I've played soccer all 3 years, and soccer's been a big part of my high school career. I've also been in leadership for 2 of the 4 years, this year being a school captain. I've applied to a lot of colleges recently in scholarships, which is a lot of writing, but I've applied to Colorado State University in Fort Collins, Colorado Christian University in Denver, and Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. I'm currently battling leukemia, but I'm near the end of my treatment and things are looking good. So I'm excited to continue leading our school.
And we're going to just talk a little bit about what we do as school captains before we move on. So one of our main responsibilities is to be advocates and mediators for your students. If they have something they want to change about Liberty, or they have a question or concern, they can really come to us as their student representatives, and we'll go and talk to the administration, and we'll talk with our leadership team to help them out.
Yeah, also as school captains, we're also in charge of the house system over lots of different leaders, and to go a little bit more in depth in the house system, we will talk about it here. So there are 5 houses, each of them representing, like Mr. Lovely said, a core virtue of the school: gratitude, prudence, fortitude, justice, and temperance. Each house has a leader, or two house captains and 2 house deans, who are teachers who just make sure everything is going as smoothly as they can with high school leaders.
Yeah, so basically they're groups of students. It's a great way that students can get involved in our community. And we have like a whole system of points so that it's a big competition. So people can gain points by dressing up, or they can lose points by being tardy. They can gain points by going to events. And it's a way to kind of inspire a little fun competition amidst the high school and our students, but also create community for students. And we have a similar thing in middle school called the order system. We have 6 orders, and I was in Camelot, Knights and Ladies, and they're all based on mythological areas. And for instance, you have Delphi Pythons, you have Elysium Warriors, and that's also similarly a fun way for for middle schoolers to get involved. And with the order system and the house system, that's a way that every student has the opportunity to pursue leadership if they're interested in it. Every student gets the chance to run to be a captain or a representative in their order or their house. And that's a really great opportunity.
Here at Liberty, we have a very strong community, whether that be through clubs or sports or whatever it is. Some of my favorites, every year, right before the school year starts, usually the Friday before the first Monday, we have something called Torch Trek, where the upcoming 7th graders who were in 6th grade get to walk from our elementary school up to the high school. It's about a 1.5-2 mile walk. It's just a great way for students to connect and the new students be around other peers that they'll be surrounded by up at the high school.
Yeah. So if some of you might have a student that's new here, or is 7th graders, they're new to this building. And one thing that I really love and appreciate about Liberty is just that there's a community here. It is a smaller school, and everyone is really reaching out to others to make sure that they feel welcome and that they're invited into friendship, and that they feel like they're a part of our community here. And one of the clubs we have that is actually Ambassadors Club, which welcomes new students and also international students. Can you talk about international?
Yeah, I'll start. So international students, we invite, 5 to 10 usually international students from all around the world each year, just to study alongside other American students. This year we have some from Germany, some from Italy, Spain. It all just, they're from all around the world, depends on the year. You can talk more about that.
Yeah, and so they're really integrated into our community. A lot of my friends are foreign exchange students. I was just talking to one of them today, Sarah from Italy, and she was telling me to say ciao to her grandparents. So ciao, if you guys are here. It's a really great way to learn about the global community and people outside of our cultures. Every foreign exchange student gets to lead a presentation in front of the school. We call them Travel Tuesdays or Travel Thursdays, depending on the day. And just kind of share about their culture. We get to learn about what their life is like outside the United States, which is a really fun opportunity.
We have a variety of athletics here at the school, which is another way that it just applies to the strong community. Some of the elite athletics of the school include soccer and volleyball. I'll talk about soccer because I've been part of that team for 4 years now. The soccer team is just an amazing community. We do so much stuff together. During playoffs, especially, we just are together 90% of the time, eating lunch, whatever it may be. And our soccer team is also very good. We've made 3 of the last 4 semifinals and 1 state championship in the last 5 years. So it's a pretty awesome program.
Yeah, and speaking of championships, our volleyball team has done amazing this year. They made it to the state competition and they were our regional champions. I've been part of the volleyball team for 2 years, almost 3, kind of in that COVID area. And it's a great way to get involved in the community with sports here. And it's really a tight bond that athletes have with each other and our sports teams.
We have lots of fun student life as well, not just academics and sports. We have different events, dances, whatever it may be. One of my favorites is called Eagle Games. It's the week before finals week in the spring, where houses get together and compete through different things, whether it be sports or video games, math competitions, whatever, for house points. And at the end of Eagle Games, there's a big ceremony to crown the winner of the Needham Cup, which is the winner of the house system point competition every year.
Another way that is fun that Logan will talk a little bit more about later is that we have a lot of clubs here where we kind of integrate that academic life with extracurricular. So one of my favorite clubs is actually Mu Alpha Theta, which is a math club some of you may know about or even be a part of. And it's a really fun way to get involved in a community if you're interested in math. Our club has a lot of fun. We cheer for math problems and theorems, and we have presentations and we're all applauding them. It's very fun. And a way to just get excited about something that we're learning about. And another club that I really enjoy and that I'm part of is NHS, National Honor Society. And we just recently got to do a service project with Salvation Army. I think Logan's also going to talk about that later, but yeah, so those are some other ways to get involved and that a lot of students are a part of here. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
We kind of wanted to close off and say thank you so much for listening to us and meeting us. We feel really privileged to get to lead your students and get to know them and be their friends and see what their interests are and what they're excited about. It's really been a joy to learn about them. So.
Yeah, I also know how much influence grandparents have on their grandchildren. I know my grandparents have had a lot of influence on my life through a lot of different things. And so, yeah, just thank you for being influences and great people.
Yeah.
And now we will welcome back Logan and yeah, to continue talking about the high school.
Thank you.
Hello again. So as Sydney was saying, we have a large variety of clubs and activities at the school. Personally, one of my favorites that I'm involved in is Key Club. Recently, Key Club did a service project, Necessities November, where they collected toiletries like toothbrushes, toothpaste, lotion and stuff for Salvation Army. And Key Club is also paired with Kiwanis. And so, yeah, that's really fun. I've also been a part of Ukulele Club, and sometimes I go to Chess Club. They're all just really fun and yeah, a great way to get involved in the community. Theater, our theater program is a wonderful way to integrate our character education with literature and just the arts, and it's a wonderful way to be involved in the community again, and it's one of my favorite extracurriculars. Recently we did the play The Crucible by Arthur Miller, which is a tragedy that takes place during the Salem witch trials. It's a very dark play, but it was really fun to do, and pretty soon the middle schoolers are going to put on Annie Get Your Gun. But honestly, it's just a wonderful community that makes me feel safe and loved, and yeah, it's wonderful. Other than there's a large variety of sports at Liberty Commons. So other than the elite sports that Cindy and Ezra talked about, there's soccer, just kidding. There's cross country, basketball, swimming, baseball, and track and field. I've been involved in track and field and cross country, and both of those are wonderful to me. Recently, the cross country girls just got 4th in the state, and the track and field girls got 2nd in the state. And swimming is starting up right now, but being involved in sports is another way to just be involved, and it's honestly one of the most fun parts about school for me. So yeah. We have great school spirit at our school. Like Ezra and Sydney said, there's torch trek and pep rallies, and the week leading up to homecoming, we have Spirit Week where you dress up as a certain theme each day, and that's really fun. But it's just really fun to participate with everyone. So, yeah. With that, I'm going to hand it over to our honorable headmaster, Mr. Bob Schaefer.
Well, thank you very much, and welcome grandparents. You're an important part of the success of our school. Children who have active and engaged families, parents, of course, grandparents especially, those kids have an enormous advantage in education and just getting ready for life. It's pretty exciting here at this building, the junior high and high school, to see kids as they're moving through adolescence and toward the maturity of adulthood and being prepared to leave here. And it's quite spectacular to be a part of. And our kids do tend to succeed. A lot of that is due to the thought that has gone into what we teach, how we teach, the quality of our professional classroom instructors. But as history has shown us, and is something we all know, the children who have adults engaged in their lives are they're the ones who have advantages that they can take advantage, that leads them toward prosperity and success, and just equips them for liberty and freedom as strong individuals. That's part of the mission of the school, a big part of the mission of it. I want to invite everyone to read along with us, not right here, but the faculty and staff and our board and our parents are reading this book. It's called How to Educate a Citizen by E.D. Hirsch. It's not a thick book. E.D. Hirsch is the architect of our K-8 curriculum, and the philosophy that undergirds the core knowledge sequence and the core knowledge curriculum also informs where we take students through high school here as well. It is oriented toward a classical philosophy of education. We believe knowledge is important, not only to provide background knowledge for mature literacy so that our students are able to be engaged in a conversation and have strong language and the background knowledge necessary to have a conversation and have a meeting of the minds, but to acquaint our kids through the depths of history, the development of our great literature, and just an understanding of human nature that allows our students to be active and engaged leaders in their community and strong citizens. So hence the name of the book. And it is somewhat a commentary on where American education has gotten off of the rails and why it is that we feel so strongly about maintaining a proper focus on what American students need to know, what they ought to know, and what really empowers them toward liberty. So again, the title of that is How to Educate a Citizen. So imagine all of our faculty, we started reading this over the summer. We've had professional development meetings where we go through a chapter or two or a particular concept. And it's just good when all of us together, parents, grandparents, instructors, are aligned with the philosophy of the school too. I really want to encourage you as grandparent. I'm a grandparent too, by the way. I've had 5 kids who have gone through Liberty, and 3 of those 5 already have children of their own. So I've got 7 of them. Number 7 arrived just a couple days ago, so that was exciting. So I speak from a little experience here, and that is, we as grandparents need to not just spend time with our grandkids and foster their education. The times we're in, pandemic education, the impact that it is having on American schools and young people, and we're not immune from all of that here either. It really demands that grandparents step up at such a time and become intruders in their lives, specifically in their education. And that helps guide us all on an academic journey where we're pushing our kids forward, but we're not abandoning them. We're trying to stick with them at their pace to lead them, but also stand behind them and walk alongside them. I want to share with you an example that's on our screen right now. This just broke my heart. I took this picture. This just sounds weird. I know. Over the summer, my family went out. We went out for brunch after Mass one Sunday, and I looked across the restaurant and I saw these grandparents with their grandchild. And so I took my iPhone out, snapped the picture. My daughter's really mad about that, thinks I'm just strange. But I did that because this broke my heart. And I actually thought about grandparents today, and I wanted to have this brief discussion, not so much to lecture. I mean, we all know how to grandparent our kids, but there's an example. It was right there in broad daylight. And what happened was the grandfather and grandmother have a conversation across the table, and their grandchild, their grandson, is right there with them. It was a beautiful setting until they plopped that screen right in front of him and turned it on. And for the rest of their meal together, the adults were having a conversation. That poor little kid was cut out of it and in another world, essentially, with that screen where he was watching a cartoon for about an hour. And I wanted to just capture that moment and describe it as heartbreaking, because this is the imperative for us as grandparents, especially now and in these times where kids are isolated, they're separated from their friends. Socialization among children is impaired as a result of everything from masks to social distancing, physical distancing. And when it comes to education, so much has been pushed out of classrooms and away from in-person instruction. You know, we are the ones who, given the opportunity, need to really lean in, ask crucial questions about what a child is learning, and prompt them with additional follow-ups and engage in conversations with them to reinforce the notion that education is critical important. Children understand that, they're taught that in school, but when it's reinforced from their grandparents, it makes all of the statements we make to them about the importance of their education and what should be taking place in a building like this, it makes it very, very real. It makes them internalize their personal understanding and personal quest for the acquisition of knowledge. And it makes them embrace education in a very serious way. And to the extent that having engaged grandparents adds an advantage, boy, this is it. This is it in a nutshell. It's a visual representation how every moment we have with our kids is so precious. These are the most beautiful gifts from God. The notion that your children would loan your grandchildren, and they're here in this school, and we get to spend some time with them and watch them grow and mature, and then celebrate in their successes. It's a life work that is just a glorious thing to be a part of. So that's my message today. Don't just be involved. Don't be friendly with your grandchildren. Be intruders into their academic world and reinforce everything that they're learning here in the school and help set them up for success. So speaking of that, we're almost to the hour now where, let's see, we've got just a couple minutes. The students are in their 6th period. Their teachers are getting are just about getting their portals set up for you to join them in the classroom. I think there's a little more information here. Are you going to provide that on what to do next? So I'll just thank you again. I'll leave the chair here, and you soon be able to get some insight on your grandchildren's classrooms here at Liberty Common High School. But thank you for joining us, and have a great day.
I did want to mention just one additional way. If you want to learn more about the school, there are a lot of details. We published a book, What Every Liberty Parent Should Know, also great for what every Liberty grandparent should know. All of those articles can be found on our school's website under the About Us menu. So if you want to understand our approach to mathematics, or to classical education, or the school's history and the founding of the school, and our epic journey to even have a school, is all in there. Our approach to discipline, and so many Latin, so many other of the school's aspects of the school's philosophy are documented there. Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
Wait, where is it?
Where's what?
Where's the couple?
Yeah, so it's okay, it's on our website. So the links to your grandchildren's classroom can be found on the website. If you go to libertycommon.org and click on Grandparents' Day, there's some information that you need to put in. You might have already put that information in. Underneath this main session link are a bunch of links for Teachers Classroom by their names. So if your grandchild has English with Mr. Tullius, 6th period, or Math with Mrs. McAllister, 6th period, you'll need to know the teachers' names to know which link to click on. Hopefully your children or your grandchildren have gotten you that information on a flyer or in an email. If they have not, we have people standing by in our chat that can help you determine what class your grandchild is in. So if in the chat you want to drop your grandchild's name and say, I need to know what class Logan Haugeston has 6th period, although she's right here, so she's not in. You can go to your 6th period class if you're going to go see. Yeah, I saw your grandparents on here, so if you want to go to your 6th period class, your grandparents can join you there. Sydney and Ezra, you guys too. I will stay here. There are a lot of people here on the Zoom call that can also help direct you to what classroom link to click on or give you additional technical support. But the introductory remarks are concluded. Teachers' classroom links can be found on our website. If you need assistance, we're certainly here to help you, but you will have to sign off of this meeting and sign on to your grandchild's 6th period classroom meeting in order to do so. We will keep this link and this Zoom session open. So if you leave here and you're having trouble getting to your grandchild's classroom, you can log back in here and ask a question. Again, our chat is open. So if you need to know what teacher you